Pretty sure it was Mike Tyson that once said, "Everyone has a plan until you punch them in the mouth." Hey guys, thanks for stopping back in. This week the market sure punched us in the mouth, and it was a good one. The question is, do you have a plan? Are you sticking to the plan? I'd be interested to hear from you down below in the comments. Are you sticking to your plan, or are you sitting off to the sidelines to see what happens here? Well, I'm going to tell you over the past week what we've done with our portfolio, and we've made some interesting moves. I need to start with an apology. I told you at the end of my last video that by the time I had my next video come out, there was going to be some really cool changes. Well, some things haven't happened. I've ordered some stuff, and that stuff hasn't shown up yet. So sadly, I've moved a little bit in my room here, but it does not look yet like I want it to. So you'll have to bear with me for at least one more video in this setup, but I will promise to have a better looking setup in the very, very near future. So to the market, what we ended up doing this week, I completely removed any remnants of HYLD from our portfolios, both my wife and my portfolio. Turns out I wasn't overly confident, and I'm kind of still not confident in HYLD. It is an amazing vehicle, and this is not in any way to slam HYLD. Amazing vehicle for monthly returns, and I know there's a lot of dividend income investors out there. More power to you, and I will say, I admit, for us on the monthly dividend payments, it was pretty much our highest monthly payer given what we had in it. However, I did just kind of have a bad feeling watching our capital depreciate, and it didn't overly depreciate crazy because we only got in, about 3 months ago. However, it was kind of trending in the wrong direction. And for those of you that have been in it since its inception, it's been trending quite poorly in the wrong direction. And I just decided that it was kind of time to stick with it or cut it. And at that point, with the dividends that we have received, we still came out on the positive end as far as a total return. But had I stayed in much longer, I wasn't confident that the capital was going to appreciate. Now, I hope I'm wrong for all those of you that are still in. I hope all of your investments turn out well, but it was just time to move on for us. What I did with that money, because we did have a fairly decent size position in both of our TFSAs, what I did with those funds once I sold HYLD is I expanded our positions in Couche-Tard and in Northland Power and in Canadian Tire Corporation. Now, as I said right at the beginning, our market this week has just been insane, up and down and up and down. And there's no other way to say it other than I got really lucky because I bought on so far the worst down day of the week, and I sold prior to that drop. So I did kind of get HYLD at a decent sale price. And as I said, increased our positions. Northland Power is a monthly payer, so that'll kind of help alleviate a little bit of the loss that we had from the monthly pays from HYLD. However, Couche-Tard and Canadian Tire, although Canadian Tire is a very good dividend payer, they are both quarterly, so a little bit of an adjustment to the monthly income that we're getting. But I'm very confident in the two positions that we picked up from the proceeds of our sale of HYLD. So as far as dividend income, we have received the majority of it. So I'm not going to go over that though until we do receive it all. Probably closer to the end of the month, I'll do a summary of all the dividends that we received. But I will say we have already received dividends for Severia, HYLD. We did get the dividend even though I sold. It was after the dividend pay date. Exchange Income Corporation, Slate Grocery, which is only in my wife's portfolio, Northwest Health, and Northland Power. I did already have a small position in there, so I did catch the dividend this month. TransAlta Renewables and Manulife are still to come near the end of the month. The 20th, I believe, is Manulife, and TransAlta Renewables is right at, I believe, the last day, the 31st of the month. So on the screen there, you can see, I shared this in my last video or 2 videos ago, that my plans and my targets still have not changed. And again, after more analysis and some more looking into some of the positions I have, I decided to make a little bit more of a focus on a few different stocks. And these are, again, going back to that spreadsheet that I shared, the All-Star dividend list. Couche-Tard, again, with a 15% payout ratio and a dividend increase, I believe, in the 20 to 25% range for the last 5 or maybe even 10 years. I've just kind of decided that this is a stock that we really, really need to accumulate a little bit of if we can. Of course, right on the heels of purchasing the stock, the very next day they came out with their Q3 results, which were extremely positive. US earnings of $737 million in the quarter. And then, of course, they come out with an announcement as well to acquire some European assets, basically expanding. I read a comment, funny enough, saying that Couche-Tard is trying to take over the world. Well, if they're going to take over the world, then I'd like to be a little part of the ownership in that takeover. The other one, CN Rail, I have, again, just looked at their dividend growth over the years. And this is one of those monopolies on the market. CP Rail is the only real other competitor to CN Rail. So I've got some targets with that. And the last ones is the banking sectors. They're just getting beaten right now, beaten down. And as I said at the start of the video, are you going to kind of sit on the sidelines and wait, or are you going to jump in? I'm going to average down, so I'm not going to sit on the sidelines, but I'm also not going to really jump in with a ton of funds because I don't have a ton of funds lying around. But I do want to make sure, though, that we can kind of capture a few more shares, and specifically my wife and I are in TD and Bank of Nova Scotia. All banks are down right now, given everything that's gone on, and of course the market itself. So if you believe that the market is going to rebound, or if you believe the market has still got a ways to go, I'd be really interested to hear what you have to say down in the comments. Tell me what your plans are. Are you still buying and averaging down, or are you holding off and just waiting to see? In any case, I want to thank you for sticking around in the video. And as I've always said, if you enjoy the material, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. I have more videos coming up on different topics. I have a few more announcements to make as well on future ideas that I have for videos, but you'll have to stay tuned to see for those. Anyways, take care and have a great day.